Krishna.
I do. I've got one. Yeah, yeah.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Bhaj Gaur Bhaktavrinda Bhaj Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, I know Hari Bo, Hari Bo, I know Hari Bo, Hari Bo,
Canto 1, we are reading chapter number 9. So before we begin, let's give our prayers. Let's recite the Mangala. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Savidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadamtikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nijinamne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Pashyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Devotees for joining for our weekly satsang. So we'll continue study from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, and we have so far studied few verses. We just started last week. This is a very, very wonderful and beautiful chapter. How Lord is so merciful and how He glorifies. He put all the endeavor to glorify the devotee, to make sure the devotee is more prominent than Him. So we'll see that very wonderful pastime here. So whatever that we are going to discuss today, I have not done anything in this except reading scripture, listening to some classes. So all the credit goes to all the acharyas who have written wonderful commentary, our Guru Varg, Srila Prabhupada, and any glorification that may come, that may go to Srila Prabhupada and our acharya. Any mistake that may be there, that will be solely mine. So please forgive me. And I pray to all of you that please bless me so I can speak some Harikatha, which should be enlightening to all of us and increase our love for Sri Krishna in our hearts. Hare Krishna. Before we begin, I want to pray my gratitude to all the Guru work who I listen to, who I take inspiration from. Hare Krishna. So we'll quickly recap. So last time we saw that Maharaj Yudhishthira was very aggrieved after millions of people died in a span of just 18 days. And he wanted to go to Kurukshetra. I want to go and see the sights, what is there. And of course, Lord and Bhishmadev was also there. So he also wanted to see how it is conditioned, because Bhishmadev had Ichha Mrityu. He can die whenever he wants. If he wants to die now, he can die. I don't know die after till 1 year. He can live till that long. That was the boon he has got. None of us has got that. right? We don't know when we can die, but there are yogis who can decide when they want to leave the body. There are yogis. But Vishwadeva had that boon, so that's very auspicious. So he goes there, and though Krishna is everywhere, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, and he's there in everybody's hearts, Sarvasya Chaham Riddhi Sannivishta. He's there everywhere. Still, Krishna goes there because many times devotee, oh, I don't need to go to temple. Krishna is everywhere. I worship here, right? That's the thinking many times. I've heard it earlier also. I keep hearing now also, but it's very different thing because this is what we understood that when Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked, what is the biggest surprise in this world? What is the biggest wonder in this world? Not those 7 wonders of the world. Those are not the wonders. This is the wonderful. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalaya. Every day people are dying. Every day people are dying. We see so many people dying. In our family, so many people have left bodies of friends, relatives, neighbors. We see every day. But still we think that I'm still going to be living for a whole time. And that's how we are living our life, which is biggest thing. So Prabhupada said devotee always expects calamities. So it's not a pessimistic, it's a very, very optimistic statement. Right. And then we sang this wonderful bhajan. And then we talked about this. What is the condition of a soul when he's leaving the body? All the, this throat is choked. Hare Krishna, please welcome. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, please come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Very nice to see you, but not with this. Yeah, but not in that condition. I'm sorry to see that, but I'm very happy to see you. Pray for you. Please come. Please come. So at the time of death, we cannot remember anything. Very difficult. So he says, prana pranaya samaya kapavata pittai. It's all get choked up. We cannot speak anything. Forget about remembering something. Mind doesn't work. So that's our condition. So we should be very grateful to Krishna that he has given us this bhakti. And we should continue to do that. So we'll begin with verse number. So last time we started with the great souls are visiting Vishwadev. Right? As we know, that whenever a great person departs, a lot of people come. Like a leader of a country has left, then other country leaders also comes, right, to visit him for the cremation and all that. So similarly here, Vishwadev is a Mahajan, is a great devotee. So obviously, a lot of people come. A lot of people come, especially the sages come. So let us see who all comes. Of course, this list is very limited. Very prominent sages' names are mentioned, but it's a huge. Lot of sages have come. So you can recite. Parvato Nagadho Bhagavan Badaraya Bruhatashvo Bharadvajaha Sachishyo Renukasutaha Vashishta Indra Pramadas Pitro Krutsamadosita Shivana Gautamo Trischa Kaushikotha Sudarshana.
All the sages like Parvata Muni, Narada, Domya, Yasa, the incarnation of God, Bharadvaja, Parashurama, and disciples, Vashishta, Indra, Pramada, Trita, Gritsamada, Ashita, Kakshivan, Gautama, Atri, Kausika and Sudarshana were present.
So these are some of the great sages, names of great sages, which are mentioned here. So Parvat Muni is considered to be one of the oldest sage, very old sage. And he and Narad Muni are very thick pals, like they are great friends, so great friends. Okay, now that friends have come, anybody remember where this pastime of Narad Muni and Parvat Muni comes? We may have discussed in one of the classes long back.
At the age of 5, when he was going through.
No, that was Narad Muni, and that is how we become Narad Muni. But I'm talking about where both the sages go and bless someone. There's a wonderful pastime which comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but I think we discussed because how somebody can become a devotee. Okay, so that was about Mrugari Hunter. Anybody remember Mrugari Hunter? All right, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, Narad Muni, Dhaumya Rishi. Dhaumya Rishi was the guru of Pandavas. Dhaumya Rishi was the guru of Pandavas. Vyasdev, of course, was there. Priyashava, Bharadwaj, Parshuram, Lord Parshuram also came. And their disciples, not just they come with the disciples. Like when Maharaj comes, a lot of disciples, right? And everything is full. So they all come with that. So, and you can see Sudarshan Chakra, he was also there. See, we think that all Sudarshan Chakra, Kaumudi, Gada, and all that, they are like weapons. But actually, they are personification. They are all person. Similarly, all the rivers, mountains, they are not like physical, bodies. No, this is a mountain, They're actually person. Okay. Yeah, that's why you say Mother Ganga. Mother Ganga. Why? It's a mother. In India, especially when we go, immediately, you see the people, especially the people in the village, they will respect all these things very nicely. We respect everything. Tree, right? Tree also we worship. Mountains, river. I remember when I was a child, whenever we passed through a train, train is passing through the bridge, I'll ask my mom, give me the change, then she'll give me 10 paisa, 20 paisa, then I'll put it through just offering in the river, like that. So we always have that mood that, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, everything belongs to one, that is Krishna. And we all part of one family, including these rivers, mountain, everything, right? So that's how we say everybody came. Okay, so now it's going to be quiz time. Okay, because there are so many sages here. I encourage everybody to read this about the sages because there are a lot of details but that is not our main topic for discussion. So we'll not go in details. But obviously, Narad Muni is a very prominent sage, right? He is there in almost everywhere. We talk about it, Narad Muni is there. Any scripture we pick up, Narad Muni pastime will be there. Right? We'll see everywhere. Okay. So now, tell me from Shastra, where all we hear about Narad Muni's pastime. Whatever pastime we remember. Whatever he gave blessing, somebody became his disciple, all those things. There are a lot of things which come from Krishna book. So I'm sure many of parents would have. He cursed Mani Griva and Nalkuver and Mani Griva. Correct. Yes, very nice. One at a time. Okay. Next. Who else? Yes, Maraji. Yes.
The son of his sister will be.
Yes. Yes, because Kans was thinking, oh, I'm killing one. He killed everybody. Then he was like, little relaxed. Everybody's died. And Narad Muni goes and shows him the lotus flower and said, tell me which is the first petal and which is the eighth. And Kamsa got confused. He says, do you know? You're fooled. Krishna is only born. And then Kamsa starts his act. So basically, Narad Muni plays a role in slaying of Kamsa. Yes, very nice. Yes. Okay. Any other pastime? Huh? Yes, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when he was in the mother's womb, the Kayadu, Narad Muni gave instructions. And then when Hiranyakashipu went for tapasya in Mandarachal mountain. Indra came and he wanted to kill Kayadu. And Narad Muni intervenes. Say, no, you cannot kill. Right? Because he says the child in the womb of Kayadu is a Mahabhagavat. So don't kill. And Indra follows the instructions, circumambulates Narad Muni, and then he goes back. Narad Muni takes Kayadu with Prahlad in her womb into his ashram, and he gives all the instructions and all that. Yes, very nice, Avnish. That's how Narad Muni. So you were a disciple, absolutely. Okay, any other? Dhruv Maharaj, yes. Dhruv Maharaj was agitated and said, hey, I want kingdom bigger than my great grandfather, which is like bigger than Brahma. He's a Kshatriya. Kshatriya will always want to fight, and he cannot just okay, that's fine. No, consider it. Take it up. So yes, Dhruv Maharaj. Then Narad Muni comes in between, hey, he's tasted. And he's tasted as well. Hare Krishna, please come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes.
In Indra, right, to see Jagannath Muni came, right?
Indra
To see
Narad
Muni was leading with them.
I don't remember. Maybe. Actually, it was, Indra Dumya was instructed by, I think, Nityananda Prabhu, that you should do this, then Mahaprabhu will be pleased. Because Mahaprabhu was not meeting Indra Dumya Maharaj because he was king. And sannyasi don't connect with the king. Right? Mahaprabhu was very high class sannyasi. So he did not want to associate with Indra Dumya because he was a king. And then, but Indra Dumya wanted association of Mahaprabhu. Then Nityananda Prabhu and associates said, no, you do this service, then he'll be pleased. So he come in a normal garments and he's sweeping in front of the Rath cart. And then Mahaprabhu becomes very happy. So he gets it. Okay, any other pastime of Narad Muni? Anybody remembers? There are many.
Was there something, did Narada Muni try to, as a joke, cause problems with one of Krishna's wives, and there was like some celestial flower or tree?
Yeah, that was about flower which wanted. So what happened? Rukmani got a flower, Parijat flower. He was given one flower, and Satyamama got upset. So then Krishna has to go and bring whole plant, whole tree from Parijat. The Parijat flower is actually from the Sargaloka. It is not plant from here. That's why you see, if anybody has opportunity to smell those, beautiful, amazing, it's so beautiful, very beautiful flowers, and stems are very nice. So it is very nice. So yes, what else? There are so many things. Nobody remembers. Few have come. Keep thinking. Anything on the Ramayana? Anybody remember?
Okay, obeisances to Vishwamitra Muni. He curses. So Rama says like, go get this bread for the king.
Okay.
So he comes back to Narada. Narada says, go take the refuge of Hanuman's mom. So he
Yes, this story. I don't recollect the whole thing, but yes, I remember this. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So question is that wherever Narad Muni's pastimes, where he is bless someone, cut someone, like that. Yes, Abha, go ahead. Yes, he went to see who the best devotee. He was thinking, I'm the best devotee. I'm chanting Narayan all the time. But then Narad Muni's ego was crushed by Lord Vishnu. That's very nice. Any other pastimes from our Purana, our Shastra? That Mataji talked about it, yes. Any other thing? Mrigari, yes, Mrigari also we talked. That immediately, those things immediately comes up. Now we are going little intense, so you have to dig deeper. Narad Muni wanted to take part in the Rasa Leela. So he becomes Naradiya Gopi. He takes form of Gopi. Yeah. Even Lord Shivji becomes Gopi. So Narad becomes Naradiya Gopi also comes. See, these pastimes are very beautiful. Even the demigods, they take form of gopis. They cannot get offered. They cannot take entry. It's like a very private thing. Yes. This pastime is very beautiful. You want to narrate, Prabhu? Yeah, so once Narad Muni wanted Mahaprasad of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and he requests Lakshmi ji, Mother, please get me something, right? Mother, no, he'll get very angry. I cannot give. He said no to everybody. Mother, I'm your son. Please do something. Yeah? You can always do something. Please get me something. And Lakshmi ji, okay, let me try. And once Mahavishnu is taking prasad, after he goes to wash his hands, immediately she takes something and gives it to Narad Muni. Narad Muni takes, and he becomes ecstasy. Oh, I'm dancing everywhere, and he goes. He doesn't know where he's going. Then in dancing only, he went to Kailash. Then in Kailash, Shivji says, "Arey, Narad Muni is so ecstatic. What is happened? He's dancing. He, of course, comes and dances, but not this. This is very different." He says, "Narad Muni, what happened?" He says, "Oh, I had a Mahaprasad of Lord Vishnu. Give me some, give me some." Oh, so I ate all of them. How's it? No, please, sir. And he become like angry. No, this is not good. You should have saved something for me. And Narad Muni sees and he says, "Oh, there is little in my, the finger, nail. There's something stuck." He said, "Okay, give me that." That's Lord Shivji did. And he becomes so ecstatic. Now he started dancing. Now Lord Shivji, when he danced, what happened? It's a pralay. So everybody gets worried. Oh, now annihilation is going to happen. He says, all the demigods, they say, "Mother Parvati, please go. Stop him from dancing. He's going to create a problem." And Mother Parvati goes there. And only she can talk, right? Because nobody is. Lord Shiva will not listen to anybody. He says, okay. What is it? No, but you are dancing so much. This is not the time to dance. We have time is too long for annihilation. So don't stop dancing. He said, no, but how can I? I got Mahaprasad of Vishnu and then I'm ecstatic. Oh, you got? Give me some. I don't have it. How can you eat alone? You cannot keep something for me. She was very angry. And now she's angry. She's burning with anger. And her eyes go and everything starts burning. And all the demigods become worried. Oh, this further problem. Then they goes to Vishnuji. Vishnuji, please stop, Mother. Only you can come. Vishnuji comes. And he says, okay, Mother Parvati, please stop. Don't be angry. I'll give you Mahaprasad. No, I don't want Mahaprasad alone. I want your Mahaprasad to be given to everybody. Why you are discriminating? And Vishnu, okay, so I will come in the Nilanchal Dham as Jagannath, and I'll give Mahaprasad to everybody. So if you go to Jagannath Puri and eat Mahaprasad, it is amazing. It's not just amazing in terms of taste, but also spiritually it uplifts our consciousness very high. It is mentioned in Purana that if one eats the Mahaprasad of Jagannath from even a Brahman is like high class, right, person? If a Brahman eats the Mahaprasad from the mouth of a dog, it is still great. Can you imagine? It is so powerful. So whenever you go to Jagannath Puri, you should take that Mahaprasad. Always. It's so beautiful. So Narad Muni is everywhere. Very nice. Thank you. So this is a pastime. Okay, so here are a few pastimes. So yes, so here is like this is Jagannath Ji's Prasad. Then we talked about Kayadu. This is the Dhruv Maharaj, the Nalku where we talked about. Kamsa Makams Maharaj is here. Naradiya Gopi. But there are a few pastimes which are left. So this is Vyasdev. When Narad Muni is comes when Vyasdev was morose. I'm not feeling happy. I wrote so many things. Then he writes BHagavatam, right? Then yes, then this one is about This one is about Narad Muni when he goes to Yeah. This is about Narad Muni when he goes to Dwarka. You want to see how come Krishna is managing so many wives. Then he says 16,108 palaces and Krishna is there everywhere and everywhere he's doing different Leela. So you're like, wow, great, right? This is Narya Gopi. This is Kamsa's meeting. This is Narad Muni talking to Prachina Bari. He's talking to Prachina Bari about that. So that is what it is. So he is giving story of Puranjan. It will come in the later. Puranjan and Puranjani, which is allegory story. It will come. This passage is very sweet. When Radhika is born, when she is born, she is not opening her eyes, she's not crying, she's not speaking, and she's not responding to sound. Normally when the child is born, everybody knows how the doctor modern, they just pat the baby, so baby starts crying. We said, okay, all the faculties are fine. That's the main reason with the pat, no other reason, right? But this Radha is not doing anything. So Vrishbhanu Maharaj was worried, wondering what happened. And then Narad Muni comes. And Narad Muni says, I heard a girl is born in your home. Now Vrishbhanu Maharaj is not a matter of joy, right? Because if you have a child, but if child is not speaking, can't open eyes, then parent is always worried. So Vrishbhanu Maharaj was anxious. And he says, yes, but this is a problem. He said, can I see the child? He said, of course, please come. Narad Muni goes inside. And he said, okay, let me be with her for alone. Close the door, says obeisance to Radha, and then he comes out. And then he says, what's the problem? You'll get the son of Nanda Maharaj. And then maybe, then he will do something. Then the Krishna comes. They say, okay, we'll bring. Then he phones Nanda Maharaj, please come. Send WhatsApp message. And he comes. Immediately. And then Nanda Maharaj comes with Krishna, little Krishna, Yashodamaya, and all. And then Radharani. Because Radharani did not want to see anybody else other than Krishna. First time when she opens her eye, that is her condition. So that's why Krishna has to come. And Narad Muni facilitated that. So you see, Narad Muni is involved in so many things, where he facilitated things, meeting the devotees, blessing, everywhere we see Narad Muni. He's a great sage. Narad Muni even came when Prabhupada was singing Kirtan and all that classes. Prabhupada used to mention, Narad Muni was here. Prabhupada could see. A great soul can see. So that's how it is. Then this Ravana's Ramayana also, this is about Ramayana. Very wonderful pastime. All the demigods were worried because Ravana was very powerful. And he had all the planets and demigod under his control. So when his son, what is the name of his son? Huh? Indrajit. Yeah, Meghnad. So when he was, his name was Meghnad, then he became Indrajit after winning Indra. But so when he was to born, Ravan has made everything auspicious. The Kundli, that chart, and he put everything in the right place. All the grahas should be here and everything. So now the demigods are worried, if this kind of son comes, then it's going to be a big problem because nobody can beat him, right? Somebody's born is such a great thing. Something wrong should be there in some place, but everything was perfect. And then they request Narad Muni, please help. Narad Muni, okay, I'll take care. So Narad Muni goes to Rama. And Narad Muni is welcome everywhere. Okay. He's welcomed by Asuras, Devatas, Manav, everybody welcomes Narad Muni. Everybody. So he goes there. And Narad Muni says, oh wow, you got everything under control. Amazing. You are controlling so many things. You first feel the air before you put the balloon. So he pops him out. He says, okay, yes, tell me how can I serve you? See, actually, because all the planets were under his control, so he is putting feet on all of them, and they all are sleeping right on the back, so they are like under control. When you snub someone, you put his feet and his face is down. So Narad Muni knows that when Shani, because Shani was also there, Saturn was also there. So when Shani looks at somebody's face, then you have the Shani Dasha, right? You get that problems in life. And that's a defect. We cannot take away from that. So Shani says, I can look into his eyes, but I need to see him. He has put me in such a way that I cannot see his face. So I can put my glance on his face and then he will get the problem. So Narad Muni says, okay, I'll take care of it. So Narad Muni says, see, actually, the real winning is not putting your feet on their back, putting on the chest, that is the right thing. Ravana says, yeah, that's correct. Then he turns the Shani around and puts his feet on his chest. And Shani got the opportunity to look into his eyes. Sure. As soon as he sees, Ravana got problems in life. So that's how this problem came. Then Ravana got very angry. What is this? This is not good. So he puts the Shani in a very small cell, which is like no light, nothing comes. It's like a jail. Puts him into the room, very dark room. And Shani is constantly remembering, hey, somebody will take me out of this. So constantly crying. So when Hanumanji comes, to give the message of in search of Mother Sita, he hears this voice. And he says, Shani Dev, you are here? Yes, please escape me. He says, okay. But he says, I will have to come on your head. I cannot go just like that. Shani doesn't go just like that. He says, I have to be on somebody's head. Okay, you can be on my head, but they have a problem. You will have a problem that your family will go away, your family problem will happen, somebody will die in your family, all this. I have nobody, don't worry. You can sit on my head. He comes and sit on his head. And now Ravana is burning the Lanka. Hanumanji is burning the Ravana's Lanka. And then he's hitting his head also into big walls and breaking them and all that. So Shani is getting hit. Ravana is not getting hit. Hanumanji is not having it. But Shani is sitting on his head, he's getting hit. He said, oh, hold on. He said, no, you are fine. So you will not get any problem in the life from me. So no. You give me a boon that none of my devotee will also not get Shani Dasha. So he said, okay, I give you. So from then, people worship Hanumanji to get rid of Shani Dasha. So this is how all the stories are. When you say why people worship Shani, but this is a story. So we can see everywhere Narad Muni plays a great role. In our Purana, we see these are few stories which are here. There are hundreds of more. But then classes are about different things. So we'll stop here. We'll move forward. But these stories we can read sometimes. We really get a lot of inspiration. A lot of inspiration, and we also get a lot of respect for different things, different sages and all that. Earlier, I remember in my childhood, Narad Muni was used as a cheap word. One who brings quarrel between two people. That is what Narad Muni was portrayed. Yeah. Correct? But when we read this, our respect for Narad Muni will go 100 times more. Right? We always think, hey, don't try to be Narad Muni. When two people are fighting, they say, he's like a Narad Muni. No. We have to see that how he brings things to closure. So, yeah. So let's go to next word. But yeah, please read this, perfect, which is like 4 or 5 pages, because Prabhupada has given so much detail about each and every sages. So it's very wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to next verse number 8. Here also continues because 5, 6, 7, 8 we'll talk about all the great souls who are coming. So we'll read this word. Anyecha munayo brahman brahmarata dayo malaha shishye rupeta ajagmu Kashyapangi Prasadaya.
Translation. And many others, like Sukdev Goswami and other purified souls, Kashyap and Angirasa and others, all accompanied by their respective disciples, arrived there.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So many other disciples, many other sages also came. Sukadeva Goswami, Kashyap, Angirasa, and they all came with a lot of devotees. So you can see that when a great sage, great person is departing, all the people from all over the world, and here they are coming from in material world, people come from different states or different countries, but here people come from different universes. So this is the difference. Nobody will come in our place. Hopefully, somebody will come. But normally in material world, when someone departs, nobody comes from other universe. People come from the same world. Sometimes people are not even coming. Right? That's why we talked about like they have Rudali, right? People who cry, come artificial cry. They have to call people, hey, no, because if somebody didn't, nobody come, then it feels that nobody respected that person, isn't it? That's how it is. But that's how it is. Okay. So now, since everybody has come, when somebody comes at our door, what should we do? Welcome them. So Bhishma Devi is going to welcome. But Bhishma Devi is laying on the bed of arrow. So how can somebody welcome? Huh?
Still he is welcome.
Yeah. So this is what we can learn from these things. See, somebody is in so much pain. Sometimes we have a health problem. Let's say we have a headache. Somebody comes at our door. We feel, hey, why you come here? No, I'm having a headache. Please leave me alone. I need some rest. Sometimes we feel like that, right? Because we are not in a good frame of bodily health, state of mind. But here, Bhishma Dev. See, this is what we can learn from every shloka and every character which are there in Srimad Bhagavatam or any scripture that we read. This finer detail is what we need to accept. Otherwise, what happened is just like, okay, sages came, welcome, normal story. But this is not normal story, dear devotees. So let us see how he does it. Verse number 9. Tan sametan mahabhagan upalabhya vasuttamaha jayamasa dharmagno deshakala vibhagavita. What is that?
Sloka is different. Sloka is different. It's 199, right?
Okay, hold on. Did I call something else? Okay, I think sorry, I think there is an error. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so Vikas, are you able to read that?
Yeah, I can read that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, thank you.
Translation. Bhishmadeva, who was the best amongst the 8 Vasus, received and welcomed all the great and powerful rishis who are assembled there, for he knew perfectly all the religious principles according to time and place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, there is little error in that. Right. So let's read this purport. There are some important points which are there. All the translation purport by our divine great A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Expert religionist know perfectly well how to adjust religious principles in terms of time and place. So this is very important. And next Prabhupada writes, all the great acharyas or religious preachers or reformers of the world executed their mission by adjustment of religious principles in terms of time and place. So let's discuss this point. This is very important. So I want to share this slide and then we'll talk about it. So when Prabhupada came to US, right, he was very liberal in giving Krishna consciousness. And he was not conservative with the thing. Of course, he was very conservative with the principles, but he was liberal with the details. Conservative principle means what are the principles in our Krishna consciousness? Can somebody tell me?
Regular-
Yeah, principles. What are the main points in Krishna consciousness? Chanting, yes, chanting 16 rounds attentively on the Japamala every day. That is the principle. That is not compromised. What is others?
Reading Shastra.
Reading Shastra, yes.
Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha is also important. But the principles are mainly these two things are there. One is chanting, second is four regular principles. These two are like others are details. That how you do it, right? So Prabhupada was focusing on these two things very much. That you have to chant, you have to follow four regular principles. That's it. If you do this, automatically others will happen. So this is a principle. But in details, for example, on Ekadashi. Now, highest Ekadashi is to Nirjal Ekadashi. But if somebody cannot do it, somebody having some health issues, so they can eat something. Non-Ekadashi, they should not take grains, but other than they can eat fruits, they can drink water, milk. This is all okay. One should not say, oh, you are not doing Nirjal Ekadashi, so you are not right. No, that's not. That is not our mood. Our mood is to include everybody. Right? All of us would have made mistake when we came in Krishna consciousness. I have made mistakes. Everybody, right? We would have made some more mistake, and we might be repeating also. I'm repeating at least, I know. So we should not become too fanatic about certain things. No, you have to do this. You have to wear dhoti, kurta, and all that. Yeah, okay. If you wear t-shirt, jeans, pant, okay. As long as your bodies are covered, which is fine. These are the details, right? Of course, slowly, personal transformation will happen, and they will start putting tila, kantimala, all this transformation will happen. Like that. So then conservative become conservative with the details, they become fanatic. No, you cannot enter without this, you get out. That is not good. Okay, how will you bring more people? People will not come in Krishna consciousness, right? We all know how much love we got when we first time got introduced. Somebody said, no, please come. I remember Hina Mataji was mentioning that once Maharaj went to that place, they were still eating onion garlic. Still Maharaj came and gave lecture. How is it? Maharaj came. And on that, I'll narrate one story, beautiful story. See, in Mumbai, one brahmachari was preaching, very active preacher. And he was approached by a person who was a butcher. And he will eat meat and all that. He says, I'm very much inspired by you. But can you do bhajan in my home? Can you do bhajan at my home? He says, yes, I will come. So other devotee, Arey, he's eating meat, he's butcher, how can you go in his home? He says that if I don't go to his home, how he can come into Krishna consciousness? His desire is that I have to go and do bhajan at his home. And he'll make some prasad. I told him what to do, make fresh vessels, use no onion, no garlic, everything. We'll bring pictures of Radha, Krishna, we'll offer, and then we'll eat. He went and he did bhajan, he did class, he invited people. That butcher has given up the business, he's become vegetarian, he's chanting. So if he was a conservative, no, I cannot go, that person would have never come into Krishna consciousness. But because he was liberal, of course, he said, before I went there, I chanted 32 extra rounds. And told Krishna, please, Krishna, help me digest this prasad. And he took that prasad. So we have to improve our sadhana, but we have to bring people in Krishna consciousness. If we go out and meet, we have to do all these things. Then people will come. Similarly, if liberal becomes liberal with principles, then purity will go. Like we say, no, 16, it's okay, you chant 4 rounds, that's fine. Prabhupada actually insisted 64 rounds. Our Shastra, scripture says 64 rounds. But then all the devotee in the Western country, they say, Prabhupada, this is like, we are doing seva, food distribution. It's very difficult to chant 64, like almost like, 6 to 8 hours. And then 6 hours of sleep, so hardly you have some time left. Then Prabhupada says, okay, 32. I say, no. Then he says 16. They said no, no, nothing less than 16. So then everybody, at least 16 was they kept. Now in the liberal way, we can 16, okay, chant anytime. But slowly, slowly we have to become, we chant in Brahma Muhurta. Chant in Brahma Muhurta, sitting in one place. That's how we become more and more advanced. So initially we can chant, no problem. But how we can become advanced, right? Because Krishna consciousness is all about encourage, learn, and advance. You have to encourage everybody to please take this process. And we have to learn. As we come into the process, we learn from our mistake. We learn by seeing other person like that. So small thing. Like once I was in one of the devotees' home, and the devotee has a very big tulsi plant, huge, very big. And when Mataji went to take darshan of the deities, and just in ignorance, her feet touched the tulsi leaf, tulsi plant. So immediately, because as soon as you brush the branch of a plant, what happens? That branch keeps shaking, right? Immediately she realized that she has touched. Immediately she stopped the branch from shaking. Immediately. So that brought so much learning in me, saying that, oh, we should not be so ignorant about this thing. The plant is also a life. It's a living thing, right? And she immediately put that plant, stop that shaking. I was feeling so nice, and how I could learn. So we can learn from others. Very important thing. We should always try to learn, because we can't make mistake ourselves. If we try to make all the mistakes, this life will not be sufficient. Very difficult to learn. Then we will only feel, what is this? We will not be feeling happy about it. So that's why we should learn by observing from scriptures, by listening, by seeing others, by following instruction. All this thing we can learn, and then that's how we can advance. So Krishna consciousness is all about that, dear devotees. Okay. So there are further Prabhupada, there are different climate and situation in different parts of the world, and if one has to discharge his duties to preach the message of the Lord, he must be expert in adjusting things in terms of the time and place. One of the sannyasi of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he took sannyas, he said, I'm not going to wear shoes for the rest of my life. Took sannyas. Vow is vow, right? So now Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told him, okay, you go and preach in the Europe. Now, can you walk in the Europe in the barefoot? No, it's very cold. Plus, what will other people think? They are dressed so well and we are wearing no shoes and we are going in front of. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told him, now you have to break your vow. He said, yes, I'll do it. Why? Because of this. Because then how can you preach? We should always focus on the higher goal. What is my higher goal? Then these details. This is important. Many times what happens, we get lost into the details and we forget the goal. And we end up into trouble. That's what it is. So you should always keep the goal in mind. And then how to reach there. Find out a way to do that. Yeah. So that's what it is. We should adjust based on time, place, and circumstances. Very important point. Bhishmadeva was one of the 12 great authorities in preaching this cult of devotional service, and therefore he could receive the welcome of all the powerful sages assembled there at his deathbed and all parts of the universe. Now here, Prabhupada mentioned how he is welcoming. Very important point for all of us. When somebody comes at our home, how we can welcome those people. He was certainly unable at that time to welcome and receive them physically because he was neither at his home nor in a normal healthy condition, right? So he couldn't do anything. But he says, please listen carefully, this is important. But he was quite fit by the activities of his sound mind, and therefore he could utter sweet words and hearty expressions, and all of them were well received. So it is mentioned in Shastra that whenever somebody comes at our home, the minimum that we can offer is a sweet word. Minimum. We can offer, if you have nothing, we can offer them water, a place to sit, some fruits, prasad. Like we can keep increasing these things. But minimum is what? Sweet words, kind words. Oh, please come. It's been a while that we have seen you. It's nice to see all of you. We offer kind words, encouraging words. Then offer some water. Place to sit. Please come and sit. If Matajis are alone at home, don't allow anybody to enter home. You can talk sweetly and all that, but say, yeah, maybe you can come later. Politely, we can say that, right? And that is how we should maintain distance, because this Kali Yuga, we have to take care of certain things. One can perform one's duty by physical work, by mind, or by words. And he knew well how to utilize them in the proper place. And therefore, there was no difficulty for him to receive them, although physically unfit. So if you know these basic principles in life, we can achieve anything in our life. The basic principles should be known. Since we can perform our duty by our body, mind, and words, therefore, when somebody becomes sannyasi, they talk about controlling the body, their physical activities, mind, our thoughts, and words, like what we speak, right? These are very important. If one is able to control these three things, our BMW, if you can control the BMW, body, mind, and word, our life will be perfect. So this is how we can take care. Okay, let's go to verse number 10. Now Lord Vishmadev is going to worship Krishna. Yes. Krishnam cha tat prabhavagya asinam jagat ishwaram vidhi sampujayam asa mayayopata vigraham. Can you read Mataji? Yeah, Mataji? Yeah.
Yet manifest transcendental form and internal Buddhism. This very Lord was sitting before Vishnadev, and since Vishnadev knew of his glory, he worshipped him daily.
So there are few words which are mentioned here. For example, let me see how we can shoot. Yeah. So these words, Jagat Ishwaram. What is Jagat Ishwaram means? Lord of the universe. Right? This is the Lord of the universe. So who is it? Krishna is Jagat Ishwaram. Then other word is used, Vidhi Sthitam. Means he is there in everyone's heart. Krishna is there in everyone's heart. Right? And next is Mayaya, Mayayopata Vigraham. Means Krishna, he comes into transcendental form by his internal potency. Like Krishna takes various forms and all that. How? With this. He descends in various forms, right? So he comes with this. So Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, but he comes like this. He transcendent in the form of three internal potency. And that Lord was sitting in front of Vishmadev. So Vishmadev was very pleased. Vishmadev was very, very happy to see Lord sitting in front of him. So let's read the purport. The Lord's omnipotency is displayed by his simultaneous presence in every place. He is present always in his eternal abode Goloka Vrindavan, and still he is present in everyone's heart and even within every invisible atom. When he manifests his eternal transcendental form in the material world, he does so by his internal potency. So when Krishna comes as any other form, he comes through internal potency. He can do that. But he is still there. Just because Narsinghdev has come here, Krishna doesn't disappear in Golok. He's still there. He's still doing his pastime there. He's still there in Ayodhya as a Lord Ram, like that. So he's everywhere. Like we just talked about Narada Muni, when he goes and sees 16,108 palaces. And Krishna is playing chess with some queen. He is taking care of the child in one place. He is doing some bhajan in one place. He is helping his queen in other palace. Everywhere it's different, but Krishna is there. Narada Muni was like astonished to see this amazing scene. Say, wow, this is so good. So that's how. So Krishna is there everywhere, everywhere. He's there in every atom, every atom. He's there in living and non-living entities. Everywhere is Krishna is there. He does so by his internal potency. The external potency or the material energy has nothing to do with his eternal form. All these truths were known to Sri Bhishmadev, who worshipped him accordingly. Obviously, Bhishmadev was a great Sahaja, so he knew all these things when he worshipped Lord Krishna. And here, Prabhupada is giving one clarification. Material energy has nothing to do with Krishna in his pastimes. Very important. Nothing to do with eternal. Eternal form has nothing to do with that, because material world is made of what? Panch Mahabhut and 24 elements. But the spiritual form is very different. It has nothing to do with all of this. When we all go to Golok Vrindavan, hopefully we all will go, then we'll have a completely different body. All this will not be there. It's so amazing, isn't it? Haribol. Okay. Now, this verse is very sweet, very nice to see. So let us read this verse, because here now Bhishmadev is seeing Pandavas, because all the Pandavas have come, and how they have come? Well dressed, yes. They are very well dressed. To tell Bhishmadev that okay, now you have given the kingdom, we are all going to rule, because Bhishmadev wish was that it should be there with the Yudhishthira Maharaj and let him rule. That was his internal desire. Now he's seeing is getting fulfilled, right? Most of the time in the material world, when somebody is dying, what he wants to see, their desire getting fulfilled, isn't it? But it's for different reasons. I want to please bring my grandchild. I want to see him. No, please do this, do this. And nowadays they've coined the word something called bucket list. Have you heard of bucket list? Something? I was thinking, what is this bucket list? Then I googled it, and I found, oh, this is like a wish list that I want to go one after another, and that will never end. One bucket is empty, next bucket will open. So bucket list is always getting filled again and again. The tap is on, and you say this bucket list, and it keeps falling in that. The desires, the tap of our desire is on in the bucket, and the bucket is getting filled. So that is material world. But here, Bhishmadev is very different. So let's see in verse number 11. Panduputranupasina Prashyaye prema sangatan Abhyachastanuragashray Vibhuktena chakshusha.
Sitting silently, overtaken with affection for their growing friend. Saying this, Vishnu congratulated them with beauty. There were tears of ecstasy, for he was overwhelmed.
So here, Bhishmadev knew that Pandavas are unhappy. Why? Because so much massacre had happened. So he knew that they have won, but they are not happy. Internally, they felt so, very sad. Oh, so many people have to die just to get that kingdom. and they had to, it's a temporary thing. They were not feeling good, you know. So Bhishma Deva wanted to also give them love and affection. Even in this condition, he's thinking about them. So, and they had tears. Pandavas also had tears in their eyes because Bhishma Deva was such a loving grandfather for all the Pandavas. They loved them so much. And Bhishma Deva knew that, you know, they are being suffered not because of any misdeed they did, just because somebody else had the wrong motive in the life. So Vishnudev knew, and he knew that I couldn't help much. So he feels sorry, plus he also feels happy about them, and he knows that what Pandavas are feeling. So Prabhupada writes a very wonderful purport. Let's read that. When Maharaj Pandu died, his sons were all small children, and naturally they were brought up under the affection of elderly members of the royal family, specifically by Bhishmadev. Later on, when the Pandavas were grown up, they were cheated by cunning Duryodhana and company. And Bhishmadev, although he knew that the Pandavas were innocent and were unnecessarily put into trouble, could not take the side of Pandavas for political reasons. So this was like, you know, he was feeling sad about this. I'm not going to do anything. But he knew that Pandavas were unjustly treated. Now, here, please pay attention here. At the last stage of his life, when Bhishmadev saw his most exalted grandsons, headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, sitting very gently at his side, the great warrior grandfather could not check his loving tears, which were automatically flowing from his eyes. Right? Obviously, he was so affectionate and he saw that, feeling happy, and all the automatically tears come out. When we see someone, right, who's very loving, affectionate, either they are in pain or they are in happiness, tears will come. Because in both conditions we feel, right? We feel for them. So here, he's also feeling the same thing. Now, this is important to know the sensitivity of the situation. So we should always be sensitive to the situation. When the situation happens around us, we all should be very sensitive to any situation. So here, for example, when Krishna told all the Pandavas to wear opulent dress and then come, royal dresses and come, there's a reason. Because Krishna was sensitive to the situation. That Bhishmadev should feel comfortable that now everything is taken care of, and he should not have any even doubt that something wrong will happen. So for that, he tells everybody to dress opulent. In fact, there is a one small pastime when there was one devotee in Mumbai. I don't remember his name. Maybe I call. I think his name is Mahaprabhu Prabhu. So his name is Mahaprabhu Prabhu, and his wife's name is Palika Mata. So now they have planned a wedding of their grandson. And obviously grandson is, we all wanted to do it very nicely, and it was planned way in advance. Like all the invitation have gone, and since being a very sincere devotee, all the Maharaj were expected to come. Everything was planned out very nicely, when it was booked and all the stuff. And just few days before this, the Mataji was diagnosed with a cancer, and her condition deteriorated suddenly. So she has to be in a hospital just 2 days before. Now everything is done, and she said, no, let's marriage continue. I mean, I don't want to cancel this event. It doesn't make sense because everything is done. So many, devotees would come and they would have booked the tickets and so many things. So she said, no, let it go on. I will bless them. I'll talk to them on FaceTime or something. These are little old stories. At that time, we did not have Zoom and all that. So FaceTime or on a video call, I'll talk to them. I'll bless them. Then she told Mahaprabhu Prabhu, please bring the best sari, best jewelry in the hospital to bring. And she dressed up herself, Of course, she's in a very poor condition, so she needs help. But because normally in a hospital you are in a gown and or not in a good dress. But she wanted to make sure. So she has a sensitivity towards those grandchildren. The devotees are getting married, saying, let them not see me in this condition. They will feel sorry, oh, we are enjoying, but she is not, that kind of, she's very sensitive about it. So she dressed up very nicely, put makeup and jewelry and all that, and she came on video to bless those devotees getting married. So what we learn from all this is that we should always be sensitive about the situation that is happening. Many times we become really insensitive towards people who are very close. We think of ourselves. Here, she is getting into discomfort, like wearing a sari and all that jewelry, all that in a hospital when you are not in a healthy condition. It's not easy. You feel like you don't want to wear anything. That's how the body is. But she's putting on all this just for that few moments to give pleasure for those people, devotee couple getting married. So we all have to think like that, how I can become sensitive towards certain thing which happens to our fellow devotees, to our family members, our immediate family members, and all these things. If somebody has left the body, we should not say, oh, it's a soul, don't worry, No, we should not. We should be sensitive. Those things are there, but those are not to be spoken at that point. That person is crying and we cannot console him like that, right? So we have to be sensitive towards these small things, because these matters a lot. A lot of things are there, but this sensitivity is such an important thing that can make our relationship. So here, that's what is happening. Further, Prabhupada writes, he remembered the great tribulation suffered by his most pious grandsons. Certainly, he was the most satisfied man because of Yudhishthir's being enthroned in place of Duryodhana, and thus he began to congratulate him. So he's feeling very happy. He saw that Pandavas are dressed well, so he's very comfortable. And we can see how each and everybody is playing so sensitive role. Krishna told very opulently. Bhishma Dev is congratulating them. Don't worry. You all become like, they are feeling morose. Oh, we killed so many. Krishna says, no, don't worry. You have been unjustly treated. And you did not fight because you wanted it. It was yours, but somebody took it away in a wrong way. So you just, for your right, you stood up and you fought. So don't worry about it. He's consoling them, congratulating. Oh, no, you did a good job. Like that. So this is how everybody is so sensitive about it. Everybody. Because these kind of situations are the one where we have to be extra careful in dealings. And this Shastra always teaches us how to do that. So whenever we have problems in life, dear devotees, always go back to three things. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. What Guru says, what Shastra says, what Sadhu says, you will see that they all are same. They are totally different, but they all are same. You will not find any discrimination between these three things. Therefore, whatever is accessible at that time, you should take shelter to that immediately. There is a confusion? Okay, we'll look into that. Find out. We'll find solutions. Like there is a Jayapataka Maharaj has created a very wonderful sheet, right? For different emotions that we get, we can refer to particular verse in Bhagavad Gita. Has anybody seen that? Okay. Maybe I have some card which I give it to everybody. So you can use it as a bookmark. So he is like, once you are feeling angry, what we should do? If you're feeling lusty, what we should do? Refer to that verse. Go to the purport. If you are having, greedy feeling, what should I do? If somebody death has happened in our family, how should I take care of that situation? It's so wonderfully, he has put specific verses. We have to just go and read that word. And our mind will come under control. Because in emotion, what happens? Our mind doesn't remain under control. The heart takes over. And mind becomes destabilized. So to bring mind under control, we will take this shelter of Shastra. So that's what is happening. Okay. Let's go to next. So now the theme is going to change a little bit. So now Bhishmadev pacifies, and encourages Pandava in these verses. So verse number 12 talks about Pandava suffering. Then 13 says, obviously Pandava suffering. The question will come, what is the suffering? So that will come in verse number 13. Why they are suffering? What is the suffering? Somebody, oh, I am having health issues. So immediately next question is, what is the health issue? Right? Maybe as an Indian, we want to immediately give some remedy. Prabhu, you try this, try that. You always have that option. So what was that suffering? Then, okay, suffering was that. So what is the cause? How did you get that? Somebody, oh, I got cancer. Oh, how? You don't smoke, you don't drink, you got cancer. How is it? Like, cause of the suffering. See, this is how the sequence is. You see how beautifully this Shastra is laid out? And then he says, that's what I just talked about it, right? Cause of suffering. He says, how could you get it? You are having all these controls. Here, Pandavas were, who were filled up with Dashya, Sakhya, Vatsarya Bhav for Krishna. How come they get it? It's not possible. So now, if this suffering is coming despite this, what should I conclude? What should I learn from this? I'm having suffering, but even though Krishna was there with him, they had suffering, so much suffering. So what should I learn from this? Learning is accept and execute. We have to accept and execute. We have no control. Actually, we have zero control over situations. We think we have control. Actually, we don't have any control. We think we have control, but it is not. So unless and until that thought process or that mood that I am the controller goes away, the devotion, the real devotion will not fructify. The pure bhakti that we talk about is very difficult to fructify in the heart where we think that I am the doer. I am the doer. Because that mentality brings ego. Right? Mentality means I am the doer, that brings ego. And wherever there is ego, the pure bhakti does not manifest. And so we have to come out of that. So this is a wonderful thing. I don't know how many we'll cover, but we'll try. We may not be able to reach all of them because we have to do a little discussion. But this is how it is. So eventually remember this, that accept and execute situation. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Matra sparshastu konteya, shitoshna sukha dukkhada, agama apayino nityas, tam titikshva swabhara. Means consider that happiness and distress will be like seasons. Winter and summer, they come and go. Winter comes, goes, summer we come and go, we go to picnic, go hiking. Winter we stay indoor as much as we can. Heater is on. And if it's too cold, right? People in north side are removing the ice, what is it, snow from the doorway and driveway to go out to office. All these are there, they feel problem, but just accept and execute. When we do it, then our mind will be very at peace. To do a bhajan, what we need? Peace. If mind is restless, can you do bhajan? No. If you just got an angry, now you say, okay, please chant. How is it going to happen? It's very difficult. Mind has to be calm. That's why in office, all these things we see. What they teach? Yoga. Oh, there's a lot of stress. Let's do yoga. And then we have formed different desk yoga on the desk. Sitting at desk, what can you do? They just give different names. Desk yoga. Sitting at your desk, few things you can do and you can do yoga. In our company, every day, there is a 15 minutes given in the morning, around noon time, 12:45 to 1, and 4:05 to 4:20. These are the times. That where you can do a meditation and all that. There's an online Zoom, Teams call where you can go join, and they will speak. Okay, do this. You're feeling this. You're feeling good, and everything. Oh yeah, it's feeling good. Very nice. I was feeling distressed. Now I'm feeling good. All the same. But it's like, oh, these are all things which is good, but it's all temporary. Company is doing for what? For their own benefit, so that employee become more productive. That's the whole purpose. So much is stress is, a company gives stress on the mental health nowadays. Many companies give stress on mental health. Earlier it was only physical health, but now they give mental health. And yesterday I was listening to one class, and one call was there. He says that Asians are the least, they use the least benefit from the mental health. Asian use the least health benefit on mental health. So they say we should use more. I said this is a good sign that we are not having health issues, mental health issues.
Way on time accepting that we are stressed. We try to, even if we are stressed, we don't accept it.
Yeah, but see, these artificial things are not going to help much. So of course it can help temporarily. These are like a band-aid thing. You apply and then you go. You anyway have to get the eventual medicine. So they're encouraging to please use. Call up the counselor and say I'm not feeling well. Just talk to people, and they will. And then we have got Ellie, mental Ellie. So you can call them. Like they are like some of your colleagues only, but maybe they are a little elevated, and they can give you some few words of wisdom in a particular situation, how to deal with it, and those kind of things. So those things are. But if we take up to Krishna consciousness, all these things goes on because then things become crystal clear. Because we are seeing things from the Shastra Chakra, from the eyes of the scriptures. And then those stress and things will just vanish. Right? We don't get affected. Last class we discussed, right? That when we see we are attached to certain things, when we lose that, how is our feeling? What is our what is our mental condition when we lose something that we possess? That is a test how much we are attached to that thing. That's a test. We say, Prabhu, I'm not attached. And we suddenly lose something and then. So this is our own test. We don't have to test somebody else. This is our own thing. Right? It can be small thing, like especially when small child. A toy is missing. How? They have 100 other toys, but no, I want only that toy. That's an attachment. The child, they don't understand. But as we grow up, we have to, elevate ourselves into consciousness. So this is important. Okay, maybe we'll cover one verse because it's 8:30. Okay, verse number 12 talks about the protector. Let's read this verse. Aho kastam, aho nyayam. Yad yum, yad yum dharmanandana. Jivitum nar tatha klistam. Vipradharma chutashraya. Yes. Who would like to read? You want to read, brother? Can you read? It's too small. Oh, she's in there. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is important thing to learn here. Very important point. Bhishmadev is giving one very, very subtle point that we all can imbibe in our life. Okay. So let's read the purport, and Prabhupada reveals that into the purport. Maharaj Yudhishthira was disturbed due to the great massacre in the battle of Kurukshetra. Bhishmadev could understand this. And therefore, he spoke first of the terrible suffering of Maharaj Yudhishthira. First he said, no, you killed so, no, you had so much suffering. There's so much suffering. First he speak about that. He was put into difficulty by injustice only. And the battle of Kurukshetra was fought just to counteract this injustice. Yudhishthira Maharaj did not want to expand his kingdom and nothing of that sort. They were happy in the Indraprastha also. When the Indraprastha was given to them, they were happy. That's okay, we'll leave that. But even Duryodhana wanted to even take it with him. Oh, we'll take it also. They don't know. I don't want them to become a king at all. That was his motive. Therefore, he should not regret the great massacre. He says, don't worry. Like, for example, if there's an aggressor and the country tries to invade into you and you fight and there's a big massacre. We did not try to invade someone, but somebody came and we tried to protect ourselves. So in case some people die, that's okay. That's like a self-defense kind of thing, right? He wanted to point out particularly that they were always protected by Brahmanas, the Lord and the religious principle. As long as they were protected by these three important items, there was no cause of disappointment. You see, it's important. Only when we take shelter to the Lord, Brahmanas, means devotees, and the religious principles, then we don't have to worry about it. Our actions will always be in line with these things, always, because we are only taking inspiration from these things, from scriptures. We are not taking inspiration from mundane worldly knowledge, right? Thus, Bhishmadev encouraged Maharaj Yudhishthira to dissipate his despondence. He says, don't worry, you're fine. Right? And now this is Prabhupada's very important point. Please pay attention, and very important. As long as a person is fully in cooperation with the wishes of the Lord, guided by the bona fide Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and strictly following the religious principle, one has no cause for despondence. Prabhupada is giving such an important instruction to all of us. To the purpose. So our action should be in fully cooperation with Krishna. Krishna is Sarva Dharma. Mam ekam charanam raja. Just Krishna says, come and surrender unto me. Reject all the religious principles. Just take this. Guru says, surrender to Krishna. Scripture also says the same thing. So what's the difference? Everything is in line. Everything is in line. Therefore, if we are doing this, that means we are acting according to Krishna's wish. And when we act according to Krishna's wish, there is nothing to worry. There is nothing to worry. Right? However, trying the circumstances of life, Bhishmadev, as one of the authorities in line, wanted to impress this point upon the Pandavas. He says, no, because Bhishmadev is leaving the body, but Pandava is going to rule for many years. And he doesn't want them to live with this regret. Oh, we killed so many and that's how we are ruling. That should not be there in the mind. And they did justly. So that's what it is. So tomorrow means next week, we'll see what was the suffering. That comes in verse number 13 that we just saw. Chart. So we'll pause here. Hare Krishna. See if there any question or a comment or a correction. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Purivansha ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So while Prasad is being offered, let's do some kirtan. Okay. Some kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Mahaprasade Govinde नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे पुण्य व्रतम राजन विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरा विद्याजा जड़ेन्द्रिय काहे का जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारपत्ये जीवाति लोभो माया सुधर्मति ताके जिता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय परिवार जीवा जाय स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय 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 श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 श्री भगवत की जय। Thank you very much.